There you are.
Hey, Isabelle, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Tony?
I'm great. I get to talk with you and I hit record and I think we're all set.
We're all set. Life is good.
Life is great. How does it feel to be a kick-ass action star?
It feels really cool. And I'm really excited for people to see this movie. I had such a great time making it and made such great friends. I mean, I just I remember seeing it for the first time and going, yeah, we had this much fun.
It's tongue in cheek. It's very fun, and it's also high action, edge of your seat thriller. It's got all that in it, and it looked like all of you guys had a great time.
We really did. We even to the point where the house where we filmed, we actually had to sleep over there and watch scary movies one night and swam in the ocean in the moonlight. And I was like, what is my life right now?
Do you enjoy high action films for yourself? I mean, do you enjoy the athleticism in these parts?
Yeah, I mean, you know what's funny? This movie is action, but I feel like Ezra as a character, the most action I had to do was that dance in the movie. So I wasn't kind of in the same seat as Wallace or Sasha, who had to do a little bit more like action-packed stuff. What I actually loved about this movie and playing this role was Ezra is much more similar to the audience in the sense that even though she is on board with her friends and wants to help, she still doesn't understand what happened to her vacation because this was her vacation. And now all of a sudden she's in an action movie and, she becomes this action star by the end of it, which I really love.
As part of your job as an actress, do you enjoy the voice work end of what you do?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I always try and change my voice and the way that I speak and so many different things when I'm working on a character. And with this, I had so much more freedom to play in a way I never had before because I felt like so for the movie, I got hair extensions. My hair was very short at the time from filming Orphan 2 and colored my hair. And I had all these hair extensions. And I remember looking in the mirror after it was done. And I was like, okay, Ezra loves to go to Erewhon. Ezra hikes in Runyon Canyon. She has a small little dog. Like everything kind of came together. And I was like, oh, and her voice has to be like this. It really, I think helps you step into the character when you have those little things to look at and go, okay, this makes
But
sense.
you also do a lot of animation.
I do. Yeah, I do a lot of animation. I would actually really love to do more. I really love animated films and animated TV shows. And it'd be really cool to do more animation. Actually, I would love that.
As far as Sheroes, though, I mean, are you friends with the cast? I mean, did you have?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we really we got on like gangbusters. It was awesome. And I think I see Sasha like every weekend when I'm in LA. I really like she and I have become very close, and she knows my mom now, my grandmother, my sister, like my whole family. Wallace and I have spent time together in LA a bunch, Sky as well, but Wallace lives far away, so it's like harder. She's also always somewhere else. She's really good at traveling all the time, so it's hard to nail her down.
I had the privilege to talk with all three of them yesterday, and they seem like lifelong friends.
Yeah. No, I wish I could have been there yesterday. I was saying in previous interview that I'm filming, so my work schedule didn't align, but I'm missing them today because I would have loved to do all these with them.
Yeah, they're just a great group. I said this yesterday, and 10, 15 years ago, this would all be men doing this, and I'm so glad that we live in a world now where women can step up and do these action movies because it's a lot more. How can I put it? It's the camaraderie between women is so much fun to watch.
I think it's a totally different relationship. And I think what I love about this film and the relationship between the women and the action that they go through truly is because, like my character says, we all have our own specific set of skills. And I feel like those skills in movies, like action movies with guys, there's only so many places you can play. And as a woman, there are a lot more avenues you can play. And we really tried to show that, I feel like, in the movie, and also pay homage to those movies that we love. Like my favorite moment was like slipping out of that bag, which was very like Ocean's movie. I was like, here I am. And it was really fun to like pay homage to that movie, to take in movies like that.
Do you have a specific checklist of things that a part has to have for you to say yes to the script?
I think you just trust your gut, and you also read something, and it depends on what's going on in your life, what you connect with at that time. And I had just come off of doing Orphan 2 and The Novice, and those were amazing movies, but very dark. And this came across my radar, and I was kind of like, wait, someone wants me to do something funny. Someone wants me to be in an action movie, and I get to have fun with this. And that was really the main reason that I was intrigued by it. And then the girls too, to work with such awesome women that I look up to and adore. I was like, why not? And Jordan was lovely. We had such a great time making the movie. It just felt like it honestly felt like one of the most positive experiences of my life making this movie. So I'm very glad.
Well, what do you think audiences are going to take away from watching Sheroes?
To be your own hero, I hope. And also that everyone can be an action star. You just got to know what skills you've got in your tool bag.
I think that's great advice for real life, is just be your own action hero.
Yeah. And have fun. I mean, this movie, what I love about it is it's really fun. It really does remind me of these like 80s, 90s action movies that you just get to sit down and you go on this ride for 2 hours. And by the end of it, you're laughing, or you're like enthralled with what's going on, and you're rooting for these people to win. And it just feels like a good time.
See, I think someone ought to come up with an action figure for you and the rest of the cast. I think you guys deserve an action figure.
That'd be great. That'd be really fun.
With Kung Fu grip.
Yeah.
When you are reading scripts, I mean, do you choose a character because they're a lot like you, or they're totally different from you?
I really try and choose people that are different from me. And even if there are, I feel like there are always certain similarities you can play with. Because I think people approach you for certain roles given an energy that you have. Because you can look at anyone's body of work and see vastly different performances and feel like they're different in every movie, but a person's energy is very specific. Like some people are definitely more intense. Some people feel more feminine. Some people feel tougher. Like there's just a difference in energy. And I feel like with this film and with all the movies that I choose, I really try and pick roles that are vastly different from myself, but vastly different from the last thing I worked on. And that's because I love to play. I still to this day cannot believe that my like childhood dream of being an actress, of being able to play pretend and make a career out of it on a large scale where everyone jumps in and allows me to live in that delusion, and they dress me up and they do my makeup and they take me to Thailand and I get to make a bunch of friends. I pinch myself constantly about that. And I feel so grateful that that is what I get to do for, I hate to call it work, but it is a job, but it doesn't feel like it a lot of the time. I just want to have fun. I want to play and I want to be able to enjoy myself. And I want to work with people that challenge me and do things that challenge me. And this was a challenge in and of itself. I haven't really had the opportunity to work on a project like this. And I had a great time. I'd do it again.
When you were a kid, and you had that dream, did you do a lot of live theater? Did you do plays and stuff like that?
I did musical theater when I was really young. And then when I was in high school, I remember just being fascinated by British actors because I felt like they had an understanding of the work more than the American actors I was working with. I just found that they were more prepared and more balanced in their personal life. I don't know what it was. And I went to drama school in England because I really was like, what is this thing? And I realized it's because I think there's this approach to acting in the US where it's like you have natural talent. And if you have natural talent, you can work. And it's true. There's some amazingly naturally talented people. I think there's so much more respect for the work, the script, all the players involved when you work in England. And I realized that being in school there, that there were ways that I could create something new every single take rather than rehearse the same thing and do it the same way, because I could learn my lines in a way that I wouldn't get stuck doing it in one way. I could learn who this person was on such a large scale that I could play with all these different tools in my toolbox. And it was through that I really kind of settled into this, like, oh yeah, this is a totally different beast. And theater became something I really wanted to do. And so I did a play called All the Fine Boys with the new group in New York. And then following that did an all-female Macbeth off Broadway, where I played Macbeth, which was incredible. And I don't think I would have had the opportunity to do that had I not gone to drama school and learned those skills. And I take them with me on set all the time. It's the best.
I could talk to you for another 2 hours, but our time is up, and it went so quickly. Congratulations on Sheroes. I'm going to talk with you again sometime, just to get through all the drama stuff we share. But you take care today and have fun on your set.
Thank you so much, Tony. I appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.